Hi folks. So we are pushing towards a new year and I thought I would try something new. I'm always encouraging folks here to try new things and test out what they think is working and test out how they feel about particular stuff, mostly because I genuinely believe that the majority of our life is a game to just grow and stretch. Life is all about learning and growing and possibly seeing what we can achieve when we are willing to sit in the uncomfortableness. What is available for us when we are willing to occasionally feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I wanted to do a little new thing today, which is a podcast with a video, and see how many of you are interested in that. If it's useful for people, I'll pop it up on YouTube if people enjoy it there, rather than just having the podcast for people to listen to, have me in their ears. And the thing that I wanted to touch on a little bit today, which is why I'm doing something which makes me a little bit out of my comfort zone, trying something new, is the idea of why would we want to set goals when we are constantly being told that we should be mindful and present and zen and in the moment. That sort of can sometimes feel quite opposite to the idea of looking to the future for something that we might want rather than what we actually have now. And I want to offer that maybe these two things are not contradictory at all. Maybe possibly these two things can be held at the same time. Because if we are able to find a way of looking towards more of what we could want, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that we berate where we are at the moment. It doesn't necessarily mean that where we are at the moment isn't good enough. It could just be that we are looking towards more of what we want and to tone down some of the things that we want less of in our lives, and to maybe stretch ourselves to places that we haven't dared go to before because we haven't quite built within us the resilience to be able to move there and dare to go towards those big scary goals in our life. And I think that the reason why lots of us are sort of a bit confused about this is that often the idea of goal setting is set from a place of lack. It is the idea that if we have these big lofty goals, then things will be okay and we will gain trademark happiness. But what if we reframe the idea of trying to set goals as to be just a little bit more in line with who we want to be, what we want to be doing, and what we want to get out of and create in our lives? What if goal setting becomes becoming more of ourselves rather than coming from a place of scarcity and trying to devalue what we have now in the hope that the grass is always greener when we've got the goals over there? I invite you, as we tiptoe towards the new year, to think about what goals you'd be willing to set if you weren't setting them from a place of lack, if your goals weren't fueled from scarcity, if things were available to you that you haven't had before. What creativity and imagination could you let into your life if you're willing to feel a little bit uncomfortable about not knowing how you're going to get there or what that's going to look like yet? So really short little episode. I hope that it's useful for you, and I look forward to hearing what your great big goals are. Do reach out on social media and let me know.